Okay. So I'm repeating the English syllabus once again for the assessment that you are going to have. From your book Beehive, you are going to have the Reach for the Top, the chapter Reach for the Top, which will cover both Maria Saraprova as well as Santosh Yadav. And another chapter will be given from the supplementary reader, that is Moments. From there, the chapter is A House is Not a Home. So these are the two chapters for the syllabus. And regarding the grammar portion, so grammar, whatever is there in your grammar, everything is included. Okay? There is no particular chapter, like everything whatever you have for your CBSE class 9 grammar. Okay, so everything is included for the grammar. So there is no selection of a particular chapter for grammar everything, and from the text only these two. Reach for the top, yes, reach for the top, and house is not a home, and everything in grammar, correct. So everything in grammar means you will be having the tense, you will be having modal, you will be having subject verb concord, you will be having determiners, you will be having the reported speech part. Okay? Yep. Okay, so let us start with the text. Let us continue the text. The syllabus part is clear for everyone? And who is there with the name Voldemort here? Just now joined, Mr. Voldemort. Yeah, as expected, it will be Sangam only. So you are not supposed to use any other name in your official Skype profile for the school. I have already told you, Sangam, if you are writing like, if you are making such kind of name, then actually you are making a big fun of you, and I won't be able to understand who you are. Okay? So change your name into your original name, whatever you are. Okay, so come to page number 142. I suppose we are going to start from page number 142, right? Yes. So, yes, it will be starting from 27 January. For Ridita, I'm telling the syllabus, 2 chapters from your literature portion. One is House is Not a Home, and another one is Reach for the Top, and grammar everything. Okay? Good. Okay. Raima, Sangam, Ridita. Good. Okay. So, page number 142. So the intruder said that I'm okay, I have got a reason for everything, and I'm going to be Vincent Charles Gerald hereafter, and for this I really need to know how you talk. So you talk like this, so imitating the telephone and putting it like this, and you talk in this manner, like in a very polished way, in a very cultured way. So that's fine, that's very easy. He's telling that's very easy, that's not a big deal, I can do it. And regarding the look, he's telling you get up and look at me. Do I look like you like this? So Gerard said that you are not particularly decorative. Everything is fine, but you don't look very fashionable. You don't look very good looking. So intruder said, no, well, that goes for you too. Means if I don't look, if I am not good looking, that means you are also not good looking. That is why it's fine. There is no issue. I have only got to wear specs, and I will be enough like you to get away with. So what I need to wear in order to look like you, I need to just wear your specs. And that's all. That will be the identity. Everybody will think me to be you. What about your clothes? They will let you down if you are not careful. So fine, specs are fine, but what about the clothes? If you're wearing something like so flashy like this, then people will doubt that you are not Vincent Charles Gerald. Intruder said, that will be right. Yours will fit me fine. Fine, I will not wear this type of dresses anymore. You are having a lot of clothes, so I will be wearing your clothes because you will be dead anyway. That is extremely interesting, but you seem to miss the point of my remark. I said you were luckier than most melodramatic villains. It was not a tribute to your intelligence. You won't kill me for a very good reason. Okay, so now Gerard is trying to reveal something else. Gerard is trying to say that whatever you're telling is extremely interesting, but you actually you seem to miss, you actually did not notice what exactly I was telling you before about being luckier as a villain, melodramatic villain and all. Regarding that point, you did not get actually what I tried to mean. So I meant that if you were luckier than most melodramatic villain, it was not a tribute to your intelligence. I'm not telling that you are very smart, that you won't be taking a long time to do the decision and all. Okay, so if you are smart, you will not kill me. That is my point. Means you need to be very, very smart, because if you kill me, you will be in another trouble, little bit bigger trouble. Okay, that will make you more frustrated. So that was my point. Now, intruder, so that's what you think. So you think that if I kill you, then I will be in more trouble. That is what you think. Gerard, you will let me go, and thank God you didn't shoot me sooner. Let me complete my word. Okay, let me means hear me out completely, then you talk. Okay, and thank God you did not shoot me immediately coming into my house. You did not shoot me, otherwise you won't have even known the fact. So let me tell you the fact. Come on, what's on your mind? Better be quick. This conversation bores me. Whatever you're telling, it's totally very much boring. I'm irritated listening to you, so much things you're telling. So whatever you have to tell, quick. Make it up. Means quick and speak out everything. Gerard is telling, your idea to elude the police by killing me and taking on my identity. So you actually, what is your intention? You wanted to kill me so that you can take my identity, and using my identity you think you will be able to be safe from the police, you will be able to escape from the police by taking my identity. That is your plan, right? He said, yes, I like the idea, and that's a very good plan. That is what I am planning to do, and that is what I will be doing. Now Gerard is telling, but are you sure it's going to help you? But how much confident are you that this is going to help you? Like, taking on my identity is really going to make you safe? Are you very sure about it? Intruder is getting more irritated now. Now listen here. I have got all this planned. I did a job in town, things went wrong, and I killed a cop. Since then, I have done nothing but dodge. So he's telling, I have planned everything, nothing can go wrong here. Yes, I did one wrong. I used to do a job in a town, and I happened by accidentally I killed one police. Okay, I killed one cop, and therefore the cops are all after me. They wanted to arrest me, and still now I haven't done anything proper. I have been just running from here to there. Dodging means sometimes coming here, sometimes going there. Okay, Gerard, and this is where dodging has brought you. So while dodging here to there to here to there, finally you reached here, right? It brought me to Aylesbury. No, actually I dodged finally to Aylesbury. Aylesbury is the name of a place. That's where I saw you in the car, and I met you for the first time in a car. I saw you there. Two other people saw you and started to talk, so two people were also talking about you. I listened. So whatever those two people were talking, I was listening. I was collecting the information from the conversation of those two people regarding you. It looks like you are a bit queer, kind of a mystery man. So, according to their conversation, uh, you appear to be a mysterious man. That means you are kind of clever. Queer means kind of secretive, kind of something is there, something mysterious about you. Okay, nobody exactly know anything proper about you, something like that. Gerard, a mystery which I propose to explain. Yes, you are right, exactly. I am a mystery man and I am going to tell you the mystery behind me. Okay, and so you need to listen to the mystery that I'm talking about. That's a very interesting mystery. Disregarding him, so he is not at all paying attention to whatever he's trying to tell. He's telling, you phone your orders and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just the same. So I got this information that whatever communication you do by phone call, you just communicate whatever you need and whatever you want to get. You just telephone people and you do the business, and suddenly you will go here and there without telling anyone, without informing anyone. You will be gone, and then suddenly again one day suddenly you will come back. So there is actually no proper schedule which people can track for you. Those are the things I want to do. Hearing about was one of the luckiest breaks. So this is exactly what I was looking for, and I was lucky to get this information about you. And immediately I made the plan that I'm going to take your identity, because living a life like yours will be perfect for a person like me. Gerard, apparently you haven't the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this cloak of mystery. So you have been telling yourself that I'm very smart, but you are not at all smart, because if you were smart, you would have first tried to understand why people call me a mystery man. What is this mysterious thing about me? There is definitely a reason that people tag me to be mysterious and all. So you need to first understand that mystery. Then you would have made the plan, right? So that makes you not at all intelligent. Intruder preparing to shoot. Now he is getting very irritated and he is not at all willing to listen to anything. He is like holding his gun and trying to shoot him, kind of pretending to shoot him. As I said before, this conversation bores me. You are talking a lot. Your talks are really very boring to me. Okay, Gerard, don't be a fool. No, 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 don't shoot me. Don't be a fool. If you shoot, you will hang for sure. Now, if you shoot me, I don't know what are your other plans, but I'm very much sure if you shoot me and if you start living with my identity, then surely you will be hanged. If not as yourself, then as Vincent Charles Gerald. Because suppose you are shooting me, you are taking on my identity, so police will definitely catch you. But police may not think you to be your real identity. Police will take you to be Vincent Charles Gerald, and when police find out that you are Vincent Charles Gerald, you will be definitely hanged. So he said one thing. Intruder got confused. What is this? Means all of a sudden, what are you telling me? What is this all about? Now Gerald is telling, this is your big surprise. You have given me a surprise back before some minutes ago. Now this is your surprise. I am going to give you the surprise. I said you wouldn't kill me and tomorrow never see. I said you wouldn't kill me and I was right. I told you that you won't be killing me and I was right. You can't kill me. Why do you think I'm here today and gone tomorrow, never see trace people? So don't you think there is some kind of reason that I never actually meet with my business people? Why will I not meet with my business people? Why I remain so secretive? Okay, why I am present here and not present here tomorrow? Why I am having such a mysterious schedule of my life? Haven't you ever understood? Haven't you ever thought about it? You say my habits would suit you. You are a crook. So you said that my lifestyle will be perfect for you because you are a crook. So you are a crook. Whatever lifestyle you wanted, the same type of lifestyle I am having. So what does it mean? Don't you understand what exactly I am? So I am also a crook, and as because I am a crook, you and me are having a kind of similar taste of lifestyle. We want to like remain secretive and alone and not meeting too many people. So that is the similarity, that is the resemblance. Do you think I am Sunday school teacher? Do you think I am a very reputed person? I will be like honored and like appreciated by everyone. Do you think I'm a ordinary person like doing an ordinary job? I'm not like that. I'm not at all a common citizen. I'm not at all a common respected citizen as such. The game's up as far as I'm concerned. So whatever plan you made, all the plan has been shattered as I can see. You can't kill me. Things went wrong with me. So now he's explaining. Things went wrong with me. I said it with bullets and got away. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool shouldn't have burned. Tonight, I'm expecting trouble. So he's telling that whatever I was doing, some kind of wrong happened, some kind of unexpected turn of event happened, and he kind of killed someone. He has to use the bullets. Use the bullets means he had killed someone too, and then he went away. And the police, they unfortunately got one of my men, and they kind of extracted good enough information related to me, which that person should have burned, but unluckily that person missed to burn it, and police got all those information about me, and tonight the police is coming here to catch me. So I am expecting trouble tonight. So that is why I was running away from this place, and you came to kill me and live with my identity here. So anyway, if I am gone, if you kill me and you start living here as me, then tonight the police will come and take you away and hang you. So nothing good will happen out of killing me. That is what he's trying to tell. My bag's packed ready to clear off. There it is. If you don't believe me, you see, I was packing my bag. I was about to go. You check my bag. What are the things there in my bag? If you don't believe me. Intruder. It's a bag, all right, and this is a gun, all right. What's all this? Okay, like now he's searching the bag. Okay, he's really checking the bag. He saw that, yes, this is the bag, fine. There is a gun in it, all right. There is a gun inside the bag. And what are these things? Now he's telling, what are these things in the bag? Gerard is saying, that's a disguise outfit. That is my costume. I'm going to hide myself with that costume, and I'm going to run away so that people won't recognize me. False mustache and whatnot. There is a false mustache, like kind of fake mustache, kind of hairy things and all, so in order to hide his face. Now do you believe me? So now are you getting the thing? Whatever I'm telling, that is the truth. So I am a criminal as well, and I am also running away from this place. So there is no use of you killing me. Okay, because anyway police is going to come here tonight. I'm expecting that. And that is my disguise which I'm going to use for my elopement. Intruder, musingly. Musingly means he's thinking. I don't know, like I really don't know what to say. When suddenly everything got haphazard in his mind. Okay, whatever he has planned, all the plan got kind of sudden turnover. Crook means criminal. Okay, then Gerard is trying to show his frustration. He's telling, for God's sake, clear that muddle head of yours and let's go. So Like, for God's sake, now we have wasted a lot of time. Now please, like, clear your muddle head. Muddle head means like the head which is filled with mud. Okay, nothing good is there. There is no brain. There is complete like mud inside your brain. So clear the mud from your head. Okay, and understand what is the situation. Understand the real situation, and let's go. Come with me in the car, I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you have still got your gun. So let's go quickly, like let's run away together. You can come with me in the car, we both will run away. And if you still don't believe me, if you think that this is a kind of game, okay, then you have me in the car, you are having your gun. If you feel anything is wrong, you can shoot me. Okay, he's telling like that. Intruder, maybe you are right. So intruder is slowly believing that, okay, whatever you are telling, maybe it's right. Then don't waste time. He's telling, don't waste time. Goes up and picks the hat and bag. So immediately he put off his hat and bag, taking his bag. Intruder, careful boss, I'm watching you. Whatever you are doing, I'm watching you. I'm not completely believing you. Okay, I'm having an eye on you. Gerard, I have got a man posted on the main road. Okay, fine, whatever. I have one person posted. He is standing in one point, okay, on the road. He will ring up if he sees the police, but I don't want to leave. So he's telling there is someone posted in the middle of the road on the way. So if he see the police van coming towards my home, he will give a ring in the telephone. So that will be the signal, and that will be the signal for me to move. But I really don't want to leave. While he was telling, suddenly the telephone actually rings. The telephone bell rings. Come on, they are after us. Go through here, straight to the garage. So immediately, okay, the police is coming. Come on. So he made a kind of sudden rush. Okay, go straight to the garage. Intruder, how do you know that you are? How do I know that you are telling the truth? Now intruder is telling, but how can I believe that you are telling me the truth? Gerard, oh, don't be a fool. Look for yourself. Right now, this is not the time to think all those things. Look for yourself. You are in trouble. I am in trouble. We both are in trouble. We need to run. Look for yourself. And in this hurry, Gerard opens the door and steps away. Intruder leans forward to inspect it with his side towards Gerard, but with the revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard, knocking the revolver out of his hand. He slams the door and locks it, picks up the revolver and goes to the phone where he stands with a gun pointed at the cupboard door. So he told that this is the door, come this way. So the intruder went towards the door first. Okay, he was just opening the door and having a look inside what it is. In the meantime, in that hurry, Gerard gave him a push, and in such a manner that the revolver from his hand fell down. So he took the revolver, and that was not at all a door to any garage or anything. That was a big cupboard. So Gerard just pushed that man inside the cupboard and locked the cupboard and took control of the gun. So Gerard was actually a very smart man. Intruder rattles the doors and shout. So now the intruder is understanding that this man cheated me. This man really played a game on me and made a fool of me. Now he is banging the door hard and he's shouting, let me out of here. But Gerard is once again cool. Gerard is picking up the call and he's telling, hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you have the props in time for rehearsal. I had a spot of bother. Quite amusing. I think I will put it in my next play. Listen, can you tell our friend that sergeant to come up here at once? You will probably find him in the public bar. So he takes the call. The telephone was ringing, so he takes the call and he says to the person on the other side of the call that sorry, like I will get little bit late. I won't be able to deliver the props on time. Props means those mustache and those kind of dresses and guns which he has packed in that bag. Okay, so he's telling, I'm sorry, like I will get little bit late in the delivery. Actually, I got a situation here. Okay, there is a situation happen in my home and it's a very interesting situation. I think I can implement this story in my next play. It will be very interesting. Okay, listen, like you send that police officer, that sergeant, we have one friend, na, that sergeant, you tell him to come to my place once. Okay, means asking his friend to make a favor to inform that police to come to Gerard's home. And yes, you will be finding him in the public bar. So that's it. That is the end of the drama. So who was Gerard actually? Gerard was a person working in the theater. Okay, he was a theater person. Okay, and maybe he was a playwright. Okay, and it was his duty to deliver some theatrical props like mustache, dress, guns, something, to because one play was about to start. But so that is what he was doing. But suddenly this intruders incident happened. The intruder suddenly broke into his house and threatening him to kill him and all. So instantly, as because he was a very creative person, instantly, without panicking too much, okay, panicking and worrying too much, he instantly made up a story. He instantly made up a plot how to trick the intruder, and he was successful in it, and he was able to catch the intruder and lock him in the cupboard, and waited for the police to come and get him. Yes, Gerard was a playwright. Okay, so that is the end of the class and end of the play and end of your total syllabus. Okay.